Hello and welcome to the learning video of IUPAC nomenclature rules for polyfunctional compounds. In this video, we will discuss about polyfunctional compounds. We will select the principal functional groups on the basis of priority table, and last, we are going to discuss IUPAC rules for naming the polyfunctional compounds. The functional groups, which determines the class of compounds. The group of atoms which helps to determine the class of compounds are called functional groups. For example, it is containing OH group, and because of that it is considered as alcoholic compound. This is another example which contain carboxylic acid groups, that is C double bond O OH group. Because of that, this compound is regarded as acidic. Now, this is the example of one compound which contains the carboxylic acid group as well as it contains the alcohol functional groups. It means it contains the more than one functional group. That's why this compound is called as polyfunctional compounds. Any compound which contains more than one functional groups are called as polyfunctional compounds. Whenever such a compounds are there, that time we need to think which functional group having the priority over the other functional groups. So, if there are two functional groups present in your compound, that time it can be named on the basis of one of the functional group. In that example, it can be named as an alcohol or as an carboxylic acid. But the name of this compound is a carboxylic acids because it specifies its class. Why? In IUPAC system, it gives a higher priority to carboxylic acids over the hydroxyl groups, that is alcoholic group. So as per IUPAC systems, the carboxylic acids functional groups having the highest priority than that of alcohol. That's why this compound is named as carboxylic acid. And because of that, it is called as principal functional group. The functional group which having the highest priority in the priority table are called as principal functional groups. The other functional groups in a compound, then it is regarded as a substituents. And principal functional group is regarded as primary functional group because in IUPAC system it has a higher priority in the priority table given by IUPAC system. So, the suffix is used for the primary functional groups or principal functional group, and other functional groups now regarded as substituents, hence its prefix are used while naming the polyfunctional compounds. Remember, you have to use suffix of primary functional groups or principal functional groups, and you have to use a prefix for a substituents. As other functional group is not a primary functional group, hence it is considered as substituents. So principal functional group is the functional group which specify the class of structure depending on the priority number in the priority table given by IUPAC system. So there is one question in your mind, how do you find the principal functional groups? Here is answer of that question. The functional group which occupy the highest positions in the priority table are considered as principal functional groups. The principal functional groups are the functional groups which occupy the highest positions in the priority tables given by the IUPAC system. So this is the priority tables. So carboxylic acids securing the highest positions in the priority tables and alkyne securing the lowest positions in the priority tables. You need to remember the sequence of these functional groups as per their priority order. Now, if one functional group is regarded as principal functional groups, then other functional group is considered as substituents because they are not having the highest positions in the priority table. So that time you have to use the prefix for that functional groups. So here is a table for the prefix used for different functional groups. If you see, the ketone is a functional group when it is act as a substituent, then oxo prefix is used. And if ketone is a principal functional group, then the ONE is the suffix used for ketonic functional groups. So similarly, you have to remember the prefix used for the different functional groups. Here another example for alcohol. If alcohol is a principal functional group, then you have to use OL as a suffix. When it is regarded as a substituent, then you have to use prefix hydroxy for the alcoholic functional groups. So remember that the principal functional groups are the group which having the highest priority number in the priority table, and other functional group is regarded as substituents. So suffix are used for the principal functional groups and prefix are used for the substituents. So let's discuss the IUPAC nomenclature rules for polyfunctional compounds. So rule number 1, you have to select the principal functional groups from priority table. Then you have to select the longest continuous carbon chain containing the principal functional groups. After selection of longest continuous carbon chains, you have to number the chain in a such a way that the carbon carrying principal functional groups must possessing the lowest possible number. Then you have to give the name to the parent chain by mixing of first name, last name and suffix used for principal functional groups. Then you have to arrange the substituents names in their alphabetic orders, and then you have to prefix the substituent name and position of substituents onto the parent name. If you follow these rules for naming the IUPAC name to the polyfunctional compounds, then you will be able to write the correct name of that particular compound. So let's take one example. So first step is selection of principal functional group. If you observe this example, you will find the amine functional group is present, then another is ketone functional groups, and one more functional group is aldehyde. So this compound contain amine, ketone and aldehyde functional groups. So first step is what? Selection of principal functional groups. How do you select the principal functional group? Correct, from priority table. So here is the priority table. So if you see the priority table, so here is aldehyde, then amine is present here and ketone is present here. So among these three functional groups, so aldehyde securing the higher preference or higher priority over the ketones and amine functional group. Hence, aldehyde is considered as principal functional groups. How? Because from aldehyde, ketones and amines, aldehyde having the higher preference or priority in a priority table, so it is considered as a principal functional group. And other functional groups now is considered as substituents. So you have to write the first name first. So before that you have to select the longest continuous carbon chain and start the numbering from the carbon atom of principal functional groups. So like this. So it containing 5 carbon atom. So first name is pent. As this chain does not contain the carbon-carbon multiple bond, hence the last name is ANE, and suffix used for aldehyde functional group is Al. So you have to replace the AE of last name with the Al. Hence the parent name of this chain is pentanal. Now think for substituents. Substituent is 2-methyl, that is position number and name of substituents. Then amino is a prefix used for the amine functional group when it is regarded as a substituent, and ketone functional group, now it is a substituent in that example, hence you have to use its prefix, that is oxo. So after identifying all the substituents, you have to arrange the name of substituents according to their alphabets. See, methyl starts with M, oxo starts with O, and amine starts with A. So you have to arrange the name of substituents according to alphabets. So name of this compound is 3-amino 2-methyl 4-oxo-pentanal. Remember, the oxo is the suffix used for ketonic functional groups when it is considered as a substituent. Why? Because in that example, this aldehyde functional group is a principal functional group. Hence, we have used the suffix for that functional groups. Why this is a principal functional group? Because it secured the higher preference or priority in the priority table given by IUPAC system. Let's see another example. So rule number 1, identify the functional groups. So in that, functional group is ketone, another functional group is amide. So just you have to select the principal functional groups from the priority table. So this is priority table. If you observe the priority table, ketone functional group is here and amide functional group is here. So among these two functional groups, amide functional group secured the highest position in the priority table. Hence, amide is considered as principal functional groups and ketone is considered as substituent because amide has higher preference than that of ketone for that example. So now you have to add amide as a suffix because amide is a principal functional group for this example. Now select longest continuous carbon chain number from the amide functional groups, and then as it contains 5 carbon atom, so name is pent, then last name is derived from whether this is chain is saturated or unsaturated. If you observe, it does not contain carbon-carbon multiple bonds, hence last name is ANE. So you have to replace the E of last name with the suffix used for the principal functional group. Hence, name of this chain is pentanamide. Now, just give the name of the substituents. So here is one of the substituent, that is ketone functional group. As it is considered as substituent, hence you have to use their prefix, that is 4-oxo. 4 is the position of that functional groups, and then another substituent is the ethyl present on 3rd number position, so name is 3-ethyl. So you have to arrange the name of substituents according to alphabets. Hence the name of this compound is 3-ethyl 4-oxo pentanamide. If you observe this name, it is the combination of prefix, first name, last name and suffix. So prefix is derived from the position number and name of substituents. Always remember the position number is separated by commas and position number and name of substituents are separated by hyphens. The first name of parent chain is derived from the number of carbon atom present in a longest chain. As per given this table, if the 5 carbon atom is there in a longest chain, the name of that chain is having pent. If it is 7, then it is hept. And first name should be followed by the last name. This last name is derived from whether that longest chain is saturated, that is carbon-carbon single bond, or unsaturated, that is carbon-carbon multiple bond. So A and E is used for carbon-carbon single bond, E and E is used for carbon-carbon double bond, and Y and E's last name is used for the carbon-carbon triple bond. Remember, the E of last name is replaced with the suffix used for that particular functional groups. If you follow this system to name the IUPAC name, then definitely your name will be the correct. That is prefix, first name, last name and suffix. So this is all about the IUPAC rules for naming the polyfunctional compounds. In the descriptions, link is available to download these presentations along with the link for the practice problems. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel for upcoming videos of organic chemistry. Thank you very much. Happy learning.